I worked years as an animator, like traditional animator, hand-drawn.
Yes.
Especially 2D kind of.
Yeah.
So they stopped making the features, and a lot of the 2D animators, they had to either got into CG or storyboarding. Kind of felt that it wasn't where I wanted to be drawing-wise, so I just wanted to keep drawing. So that's why I got into storyboards, because it was a way to just keep drawing. And as you work, you kind of start to realize why you're doing things. My philosophy is just to be honest with yourself. The goal of being an artist is just to get better. All the time, right? Like, so you got to look at the good stuff, and you got to look at yourself and go, is my stuff looking like? And drawing for fun is different than drawing to get better as well. Some people are scared of working hard. If you want to be a professional hockey player, you gotta play every day. Yeah, there's just something in them. They just want to do it the easiest way possible. It's like they only have so much work that they can do, and they want to pace themselves. I don't know what it is. Don't worry about changing the other person, just change yourself. If someone's taking credit for something that they didn't do, they're not getting any better. They're taking some credit, but it's not going to help them down the road. Actually, the only
it can be either professional or working industry, or because like what I want to do is I want to interview mainly people who are in animation industry. So it will be people either from animation industry or maybe students out there. Maybe you can talk about how was your transition from as being a story artist. Animation
actually, I was always an animator first. So out of school, so I got out of school in 1998, and I worked years as an animator, like traditional animator, hand-drawn.
Yes, 2D.
2D, yep. So I did that all the way up, and I don't know, for the first 5 or 6 years of it, and then eventually 2D kind of they stopped making the features, and so a lot of the 2D animators, they had to either got into CG or storyboarding. I guess the ones that like to animate more got into 3D, but I kind of felt that it wasn't where I wanted to be drawing wise, so I just wanted to keep drawing. So that's why I got into storyboards, because it was a way to just keep drawing, and you kind of, you still get the acting, you get all that fun stuff, but so I did that for quite a few years. But it's kind of nice now that there seems to be a few projects that are with hand-drawn stuff that's coming back, so it seemed like a good opportunity to step back into the hand-drawn.
Right now, the project that you're working on is 2D project?
We're animating it in Harmony, but it's all hand-drawn, so it's just using Harmony like it's like Toon Boom, like it's paper, right? So
I think I remember back in Montreal, there was a studio called Tonic.
Tonic.
I think they're working also 2D project. Warner Brothers, yes.
I think they might have worked on the first season. Warner Brothers seems to be doing a lot now, which is really nice. They're really pushing into the 2D hand-drawn 2D stuff again. So it's exciting. It's good times.
So being animator, but also being a story artist, but it can be a little it's still drawing kind of career, but you have to sort of in storyboarding, you have to sort of tell a story through shots or angles. But was there any struggles transitioning as a 2D animator to a story artist?
Well, there's always struggles. I think it's like anything. I think at first you kind of do everything off of just intuition. Maybe you just do it, and you kind of have a sense of the flow of shots and the timing, and acting, and you just kind of have that. And then you kind of, as you work, you kind of start to realize why you're doing things, and some stuff you do instinctively, and then but you never know exactly what you're going to get at first, and then as you do it for as you get more senior and kind of more knowledge, you start to understand why you're choosing these shots, and you can be a little more
critical about it.
Well, more strategic in the way you work, right? Rather than just going off of instinct, you're doing it more off of kind of just knowledge of why, and then you can kind of fine tune your boards a little bit more.
Okay.
I think it's the same with animation as well, though, right? I know when I first started animating, I didn't really know how to animate. I went to school, I did it, but I did a lot of straight ahead. I did a lot of, you test it, doesn't work, you redo it, and you kind of know what you want, but you go by feeling. But then as you get get more experience, you start to understand how to use keys and breakdowns and start to kind of do it a bit more methodical and kind of get what you want quicker, you know, with using that kind of stuff. So and I think that just is experience.
The experience, yeah, it comes with right.
Yeah.
So like I know personal approach or your like what are the practice that or you think that is really important to help you to actually to work as a story artist or as an animation director or as a animator? Like maybe you can share maybe some of the practice that you kind of.
I mean, my philosophy is just to be honest with yourself, because I mean the whole goal of being an artist is just to get better all the time, right? Like so.
That's true.
I think that, I mean, for me, there was a moment where, you know, I was starting out and I was drawing and, you know, you used to kind of not want to show your work or kind of like, oh, it's not that good, I don't want to show it. But once you kind of be honest with yourself, whatever you do, that's how good you are. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It's like, there's no excuses. It's not, oh, we need more time, I need more of this or that. It's just whatever you do, that's how good you are. So just kind of being honest with yourself in that way, and just you are what you are, and you just keep trying to get better, right? And I mean, if you just keep getting better at what you're doing, you're just, everything else is gonna fall into place.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Like I think we have to go a little deeper than that.
Okay.
Because I think your experience. So when we say we have to get better in our head, I think we know what to do. But this is the question for people who doesn't know what they want to improve. Like, I mean, let's say let's say they want to do storyboard artists, but they don't know what to improve on or things like that.
I think you just if you want to do storyboards, you just do storyboards. I mean, there's lots of reference out there. Like you can get books like with Disney storyboards. I mean, Disney has this great art of storyboarding book that they have. You can get. I know Pixar has one that has all these different examples of storyboards. You can go on the internet and type in animation storyboards, and I mean, there's bad stuff and there's good stuff, right? Like, and you got to strive for the good stuff. I mean, if you like, there's storyboards that you have access to on your computer, like anyone does. They're out there on the internet, and it's like Disney storyboards or DreamWorks storyboards or Pixar storyboards. You could look at King of the Hill storyboards. I mean, if that's not going to help you get better, that's like TV, very flat, very kind of. It's just the style of the show, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta aspire to the good stuff. You gotta look at the good stuff, and you gotta look at yourself and go, is my stuff looking like that stuff?
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
And that should be your goal. I mean, I teach. I've been teaching animation at Sheridan and Seneca. I'm currently at Seneca.
Are you still teaching as well?
At Seneca.
Just
for like
part-time?
Yeah, like from September to April. They'll teach animation at Seneca. But I keep saying is that, I mean, you got to strive for, like, you can get a job doing Flash animation, like kind of on some kind of not the greatest TV show. You know, you can get by, but I mean, you can only get so far doing that. It might be acceptable, but you got to look at James Baxter and Glenn Keane and Milt Kahl, like these animators that are like, you know, amazing animators, and that should be what you're striving for. You might never get there because not everyone can be like
So
like,
I guess
unbelievable, but that's your goal, and you just keep chipping away at it, getting better. Even if you're stuck, maybe you get your first job and it's a crappy TV show. I mean, I was doing that. I was doing stop motion for a year, and I could have gotten away with just doing. It was on a TV series. Stop motion was great because it was just pure animation. That's all you had to think about was animating. And you could get away with just doing the bare minimum, but you wanted to learn and grow. So I took the Animator Survival Guide book, which is a great book, Richard Williams. And I just decided, okay, well, I'm doing these. We had to do 30 seconds of animation a day of stop motion. So I just went through the book and I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this. And I would incorporate all the little walks or different lessons into what I was animating and just find a way to have them turn a certain way, right? And just trying out all these different things. But the goal is always just to get better.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And you know what you want to reach. You can physically see. I mean, if you like to paint, you look at painters that you love.
Yeah, that's kind of
But look at the masters. Look at the good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't look at the bare minimum or look at the masters, and then you just keep going. Okay, why isn't mine looking like that? What do I have to do to get it to look like that? You just keep learning and learning along the way.
I think this also like it's a good thing to talk about because I mean like everyone is in different stage, right? Everyone is in different stage. Some people they know what they want clearly when they're in school. Some people don't. They just want to just figure out like after they graduate or while they're studying at the school. So this was just the question for really for those of you who are not really sure what they're going for or so I think the answer is just like but do you think it will be it's mostly because after first year I actually decided what I really wanted to just get into design. Like I want to just be working as a concept artist. I want to get into art department. That's all. But I knew that it is really difficult to get in there, and that I know that there's an industry standard that I have to match. If I don't match that, I can't work there. You know what I mean? So I have to really like keep studying and like you said, like I study like painters or other artists' style. Try to mimic their design and then try to understand how they design and why their design is so appealing to me. So I try to analyze that things. So in that sense, is it I guess better if you know where you want to go? I guess right like.
Actually, that's. I mean, you do have to have some sort of a goal, right? Like for me, it was animation. I wanted to animate. So out of school, there were times I got offered a job doing layout or doing something else, but I'm like, no, I want to animate. So I just the paths I took were leading to animating, right? But at the same time, you can do character design, and that can help your animation. You could do layout, and that'll help your storyboards. Or you could, everything is interconnected as well. Color, I don't know too much about. I'd love to learn. Like that's kind of on now as I'm kind of getting older. Now, like I remember when I was younger, I'm like the thought of color just. I didn't even have room in my brain to even think about it because I wanted to
you have other stuff
drawing and animating and all this stuff.
Layout,
But now it's like I like to learn, like painting is something that I'd really like to learn. So I mean, in my own projects, I mean, I did a children's book because I kind of wanted to learn how to paint and color and play with it, right?
Okay.
So
you did with the watercolor, right?
No, I did. The book was in Photoshop. So I drew it in ink. Like I did it on actual illustration board, scanned it in, and then I colored it. But then it was fun doing the Kickstarter. I did those watercolor things, so I got to do.
I think that's what I've seen.
Yeah, so I was doing watercolors, and so it's all just kind of stepping out of your comfort zone, trying to figure things out. But I think it's like anything. The more you do, the better you get. Yes. I have a brother that plays guitar, and he's a great guitar player. And I'm like, how do you, I want, like, just even talking to him, my instinct is I want him to, like, tell me how to play guitar as good as he, like, the scales, or like, he knows all the scales and all that, like, everything, right? So, but when I'm talking to him, I know it's just like drawing. There's no secret, right? It's just, you want to be able to play guitar. Well, you got to play every day for many hours every day and just put in the time. And drawing's very similar. Painting is similar. Anything is just
anything with a craft, like you
just
like
gotta do it.
Skills.
If you want to be a professional hockey player, you gotta play every day.
So it's at the end, So and you have to be really like disciplined enough, also to follow through that all the plans and stuff. So.
And drawing for fun is different than drawing to get better as well.
It's
a different mindset too.
I don't know. yeah, it is different mindset. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I'm sure like you're teaching at Seneca, so you probably seen more students than I do. But you could see like some people are like, oh yeah, they're really serious about it. Like they could work in industry, like they're ready. Or some people are like, oh, you know, they're not there yet, but they're getting there or something.
Some people are scared of working hard. They just don't want to. They want to do it the easy way.
What do you mean by scared?
Well, I think they're just there. They want to. I don't know what some people. I mean, it might be lazy. It might be laziness.
Are they lazy?
It might be laziness. It might be that like yeah, there's just something in them. They just want to do it the easiest way possible, the least amount of work. It's like they only have so much work that they can do, and they want to pace themselves. I don't know what it is. But they don't want to sit down and do the work.
I see.
You know, other people they look at it and they look at the minimum of what they need to do to get a job. Like their eyes are on that very first job.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, I just have to learn how to do some flash animation. That'll get me a job at this television studio. Yeah. But then other people they're looking at
more
higher up, and eventually if you're gonna try and aim for higher up, you're gonna get to those spots where you can get your first job and everything. So it's just I don't know, some of it's just a mindset of
that's true.
I kind of forget what we were talking about.
No, this is good. This is exactly what I was just asking. Like there's different students, there are different people out there in a different level, and then I think that's exactly what I was going to ask for too. You know, like people have different goals in their mind, in their life, and then I think it's okay if they decide to just take, you know, just the bottom line job, like, you know, flash to a boom job.
You can have. I know lots of people that have stayed in the same job and they're content and they love it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's just it depends what your goal is. Right? If your goal is to make more money. You know, fame. No, you're not going to get that in animation. So, but whatever your goal is, right? If the goal is to support your family and pay your mortgage, then that's one path, right? Some people though, like some people I know, for me, there's just. And I think this is like an artist thing, is just there's this desire to, you look at stuff, you're like, I want to do that. I want to be able to do this. And you just want to create and want to get better. And you see what other people are doing, and it's just something in you just wants to drive you to do better. So
it's like a passion thing.
And that can come and go. That can, you know, sometimes life will take a detour and things will get busy and you kind of lose that for a bit and then you get it back. And so, but it's all, I think it's just all your outlook, why you do things. And the thing too, you were talking about, you were asking about like, what was the question? Like what you would say, like how to get better or how to, the other thing is that you never want to fake your way through anything. Yeah, it's you want, like I've seen people in different jobs where they kind of talk their way into a job position, or they kind of get ahead of themselves, right? And for me, I never wanted that to be the case. I wanted to like if you're gonna be directing something, you should be able to kind of back that up. Right? So for me, it's like it was. I'd see people and I thought, man, that's got to be stressful trying to fake your way.
I know exactly what you mean.
Through, right?
I mean, I don't want to like talk, you know, like shit about the people that I work with, but I remember this one guy. I'm not gonna drop his name here. It's gonna be good.
Don't be too specific.
No. But
you know who you are.
But I remember he was a lead, but he kind of like took an art director position, and then he was actually showing us really like in a good way in the production stuff, like, you know, because we were jumping to production. And then anyway, so cut to short, like there's a time that he was actually trying to like you know send stuff to the client and then, you know, act like this is his stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know, those kind of things happen. Like I feel like and then like I don't know. It's just, and after that, I think he got let go from that studio. And then when he went to another studio, same thing happened. And then he went to meeting, And before he went to meeting, he asked the designer, "Hey, please don't write your name on that." And then he took that to the meeting, and then the client were there. He was explaining the work to client, and then I guess there was a 3D artist, in a meeting, and then he noticed that he was trying to like you said, faking it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, that's not your work."
Yeah.
And then he got let go.
So I mean, anyone, like, if you're directing or supervising, I mean, the best way to go is try and give credit to other people rather than take the credit. And I mean, things will always work out. I mean, you're not, again, not faking it, not trying to get all the credit for yourself. It's
I don't know what's the kind of like the intention or the psychological things behind it, but maybe he was insecure about himself. I don't know.
And the thing too is that I want to distinguish too is that I mentioned before, but going out of your comfort zone, and I mean, that's great, right? But as long as you're honest with yourself. I mean, I've had directors say, I screwed up, I made a mistake,
that's really
you get more respect out of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And you say, this is not my area, but this is, like, just to be honest, but when you try and act like you know everything, then it just doesn't.
Oh my God.
It doesn't go across. It doesn't end.
I totally get that.
And that all comes with just being honest with yourself, who you are, what your abilities are, what you can do.
I don't know, it's a personality thing. Like, I find that I feel definitely like more comfortable. Like, the reason I ask you for interview too is because I feel really like comfortable like just talking to you because you're being really honest about everything, right? About yourself.
Oh, thank you. That's a good. I'll take that.
But when you work in industry, you work with a lot of different people. Like people with different background, different personality, their attitude. Like, and then I mean, like, I don't have much experience that you do. I only have 6 years in the industry experience, but still I met different people out there. And I have a very like different experience with working with different people. And then definitely, like, when I work with people who are really honest about it, like, if they made a mistake, hey, I'm sorry, they apologize, and then
and things end right there.
But if they can, like, hey, like, if some people, they go like, oh, that's not my fault, it's your fault, and then they kind of sometimes backstab you. Like, I really hate that environment. Like, those guys, like one guy can make a whole toxic environment.
That's human nature. I mean, you're gonna find that anywhere. Like, you're gonna find that in an animation studio or a business, like a car wash or whatever. I mean, you're anywhere, right? I think you're gonna always find that, but.
It's true, but do you have any other, like, so when you work with those people, like, do you have any way to get out of it, or like, do you change job, or do you?
No, I don't know.
Like, I mean, like, I don't know, argue with them, or
it's like a marriage or something. I mean, you worry about yourself. You just have not in a bad way. You just be. So say, like, in a marriage, a big thing was, don't worry about changing the other person. Just change yourself. Just if you work on your own self and what you're doing, or that, I mean, everything's gonna work out. So I mean, you just be honest with yourself. You try and do the best work that you can do.
But what if, like, you're trying to do best work, but you just keep getting this, like, negative vibe or negative energy from that person, like, and it really bothers things. I don't know if
you put your head down and you do the best. I mean, eventually, even say you're working on a project and you're not getting any credit for what you're doing. I mean, every time you draw, every time you do something, you're getting better, and you're just getting better and better and better and better, right? If someone's taking credit for something that they didn't do, they're not getting any better. They're taking some credit, but it's not going to help them down the road. Where are they going to be after that project? They're going to use that to get a job somewhere else.
I think so.
That shows that they can't do the work anyways, and then it's just going to keep going.
Keep going.
I mean, because you're not actually, the only way to get better is to sit down and do the work.
So there you go. So, I think this is a perfect answer for you.
So then, the project ends. You go to a new project. You've done all the work. You've gotten better. And then you just take that experience on the next project, and the next project, and the next project, and you just keep striving to.
There you go.
To get better.
I totally agree with you. This is really, really good answer. And then I think we can kind of like wrap up.
Great.
So so thanks for watching this video, and then thanks for joining for interviews.
Hey, thanks a lot. It was great.
So,
fun talking to you.
So, and then I'll see you guys in next video. Bye.
All right. See ya.